Shalom. Well, before we get our things all started, I want to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahshua. Shalom to all our brothers out there on the hedges and highways, putting their time in, putting their lives on the line and everything to push the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahshua. And today's Wisdom Wednesday class is who's in Israel, man? And that's what we want to find out. You know, we got questions because we got some people and they said that they're Israel, and we want to find out. And so we're gonna go through the scriptures. We're gonna check some things out. And you know, of course, we got right here. What's up?
Con. Hey, Con. Hey, you know I had to come. You know I couldn't help but to come through, Elder. with this title,
right? So because like we said, we're dealing with these, which is a very touchy subject because if you say the wrong things, next your page's going to be done with, and you're blocked, and you timed out, people are going to cancel you, you're labeled as such things, and we're not that. We're just going in and we're going to deal with the truth of what the scripture says.
Right? Absolutely, Con. I couldn't say it better, Elder. That's just the honest to God truth.
And like, what was let's just start off with John 17, verse 17. All right.
Con, you want me to read it out?
Con, please. Go on.
I got you. You said St. John 17 and 17. I got you, King. This is the book of St. John, chapter 17, verse 17. Sanctify them through thy truth.
Ooh.
Just like you said. Right.
So the truth. And what's the truth? The truth is what?
Thy word is truth.
Word. That's right. Thy word is truth.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to sanctify through the truth of the scriptures, because we're going to find about who's who, because we say that we're Israel.
Right.
And when we say that we Israel, everyone comes up against us and says that we're not. Our own people says that we're not. And so the question we ask, okay, so if we're not Israel, who is Israel? And they point to that group of people. But then we ask, and we point issues, and we show facts and evidence, and we says facts and evidence point otherwise.
That's right.
So let's not even waste no time. Let's go. I'm going to start off with Ezekiel 7 and 24.
Con, you gonna share your screen, King?
Con, I want to try to share my screen.
I'll read it when you share it, though. I got you.
I'm gonna try to do it. So bear with me, fam, because I'm trying to get the use of this. So we're gonna try to get this.
Hey, you got it. You got it, Elder. All praises to the Most High. All right.
Let's just take it. Here we go. Here it is. This is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 24.
All right, Con. You want me to read it?
Con.
Please. This is Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 24. It says, "Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen."
The worst.
The worst of the heathen. Right? And they shall possess their houses. Right? Their houses. Right? And I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places to be defiled.
Right. So here it is. The Lord said He was going to bring the worst of the heathen.
Mm-hmm.
And who was the heathen? We know through the scriptures that the heathens are anybody that's outside Israel.
Right. And he said he bring the worst of the heathen. I got a precept too to back that up. If you don't mind, can I
No, we'll bring it on.
share my screen?
Share your screen.
Let's see. Here we go. Can you see that? Oh. Why is that doing it like that? But let me see. You can see that, right? Daniel chapter 2, Salakia. Right? He said he put the worst of the heathen. Right? Let me see.
Worst of the heathen.
The worst of the heathen. Right along with what Daniel said. Let me see. This is Daniel chapter 2. Let me find it. Man, where is it at? Salakia. Forgive me, fam.
God, why you bringing it out?
All right,
because this is Leviticus 25, verse 44, right?
Bring that out while I find this. Yeah.
And the heathen in the Strong's is H1471, and that's Goy. And that is what?
That's the heathen.
That's the heathen.
Right? The Goyim is the heathen. Right? This is what I was in the wrong chapter. This is Daniel chapter 4 is what I was looking for. But go ahead, Salaki.
Okay. Apparently for the same root as H1465 in the sense of a foreign nation. Hence, a Gentile. Also figuratively, a troop of animals or a flight of locusts. But when we're dealing with the Goyim,
the
Gentiles, the heathens, that's another nation of people. So if you're outside the nation of Israel, you're a heathen.
That's right.
Not like the church teach you, oh, you're just a heathen. You don't want to go to church. You all of this. No, that's not what it means. That means another nation.
Right. So he said he was going to bring the worst of the heathen, right? Against the children of Israel. Now watch this. This is Daniel 4:17. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers, right? And a demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, right? The worst, right? And set it up over it the basis of men.
The basis.
Right.
Who's the basis of them?
Right. Right.
Now watch. Good. Continue on. Go ahead.
Salakia. Again, he set up the worst, the basis of men. Why? Because watch this. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Oh.
Wicked.
And we know who the wicked is.
And straight through the scriptures, we're going through this, and we're going to look through these people. Because so the Lord said that He's going to send the worst of the heathen to the land. So let's see what's going to happen to the land. Same. We're going to be in the same book. We're going to Ezekiel 36:5. So once again, try to share minds. Do with me for a minute.
Yeah, and that's what we want to see. Who is the land? Who is in the land? right?
Right.
We know he gave the land over to the worst. You see what I'm saying? So let's see who's
Hey,
there according to the prophecies.
Con. So can you see that right there?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So as pertaining to Ezekiel 36, verse 5, it says what? Therefore,
Therefore,
thus says the Lord God. Oh, you want to read it out?
yeah, Con, I got you,
What?
Elder. Con says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen.
Against the heathen.
Right.
Right.
Against
Okay.
the Goyim, right? Right. And against all Idumea.
I now Idumea is a Greek word of saying Edom.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to understand the correlation. Okay.
Right.
Continuing out.
Which have appointed my land into their possession. I'm going to read that again in case y'all missed that.
Mm-hmm.
Which have
Right again.
appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their hearts, with the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey.
See?
Mm-mm-mm.
So now we're looking at the land. We're looking at the land being what? Being parted.
Right, being
Being
parted,
parted.
right? They parted the land.
The part. Stop. Now, when did the land of Israel got parted?
Mm-hmm.
The land of Israel got parted around 19 in the 60s, 1970s. Let me look it up for time real quick.
Mm-hmm. Right, sometime after the Balfour Accords.
Yes.
Right?
It
Right?
was doesn't say. But we know that it's parted because you have the so-called Palestinians that's living in the land, and
Mm-hmm.
you have the Jewish people that's living in the land right now, and they're fighting back and forth. There's a continuous fight going on here
Right.
between these two people. Two people who are fighting and claiming the land to be theirs, but it does not belong to them. Because you have the Palestinians who claim that they're the Palestinians, but when you do the history and research in Palestinians, original
Right.
Palestinians were Canaanites.
Yeah, they were Canaanites, they were Hamites.
They were
Right.
Hamites. So that excludes
Mm-hmm.
these people that claim they're Palestinians because they claim they will tell you they're men, they're Muslims, they're Arabs,
Mm-hmm.
so they're Ishmaelites, and then you have some Jewish people there who converted, who've been converts to a religion.
Right, since the what? Since the damn Herodian dynasty.
Right, since the Herodian dynasty.
Right?
So
Because watch this.
go
Because
ahead.
Herod was a King Herod. We're gonna prove that Esau is the white man real quick too.
Right.
Right. I'm gonna share my screen.
Go ahead, show your screen.
I'm gonna show something real quick. Let me see if I can pull it up. You can see my screen, right?
God, yes, I can.
Okay. All right. So let me go to Google. I'm gonna go to Google. King Herod, right?
Right.
King Herod.
Oh, this is yes. I was just looking at this myself earlier too.
All right, King Herod the Great. Right?
From the
King
Herodian
Herod the
dynasty.
Great, right? The article about the Roman appointed king of Judah, right? He self-appointed himself king of Judah, right? During the Herodian, his family was a part of the Herodian dynasty, right? Just during the time of the Maccabees. All right. Watch this. Where it say he was born and where? Where was he born?
Edom.
And where? Oh my Lord. And Edom and Idumea.
Yes,
The
I
kingdom
do
of
it. He's
Edom.
Idumean, man.
See, it borders, right?
I see, and that's a good thing you had the map, and it shows that because our people be like, oh, no,
Right. Let me
these
bring
people
the map
was
back
in
up.
the area too. Everyone was in that area.
Yeah, everybody was in the area. They made it seem like they wasn't. They was Esau's right there. The Asian man right there. The Japanese man right there.
And now
Right.
just imagine the heat that is going on right now, right? Now just imagine 2,500 years ago. And no SPS 15, man. You think them guys when they get out in that sun, they turn red? Now just imagine when they're out there with that sun beaming on them like that. They are probably bright red. So that's probably why they were like, that's the devil that is, the red man.
Mm-hmm.
Slack it, man.
Con. Now watch this, right? It says it's Herod, right? Also became known as Herod the Gate. Roman Jewish. Okay? Right? Roman Jewish, right? And we got something, a dagger on this Jewish thing too. All right? In the scriptures, right?
Right.
Right, in the scriptures, man. Now watch this. Here it comes, right? Herod was born in Idumea, in Edom, right, which is south of Judah. We showed it on the map. Let me show y'all again, right? South of where? South of Judah, right? This is the kingdom of Judah. South is the kingdom of Edom, right there. That's where Herod was born. Now, okay? Watch this. It says the second son of Antipater, the Idumean.
The what?
The Idumean.
The Idumean. Oh. So here it is. Herod's father is an Idumean. Now it's fair to say that if they're claiming to be Jewish or more or less, maybe his mother might have been an Israelite. Who knows? I don't know.
Right.
We've got to do further research in that. But
right.
But we know in that time there was a lot of converts. The people converted and was following the concept and idea of Judaism, even back then. Right. So we had converts back then. Does that make them they was Israelites?
Right. No, it doesn't.
It just make the people that followed our law, statutes, and commandments, which everybody in the end is going to have to do anyway. You know, so
right, absolutely. And his mother was an Arab.
Oh,
his mother was an Arab princess from the city of Pietra, which she in modern day Georgia, which she lived. Right.
Okay, right. So his father was an Idumean. His mother was an Ishmaelite.
Wow, don't that sound like the day the Saudis?
Right. It's the same thing. Your Saudi princes and stuff that's down there, the majority of them are Edomites.
These are Edomites.
But we're digressing. Let's get back.
Yeah, let's keep going. Right.
Keep on point.
Right, let's stay on point. Real quick, last thing, and then I'm gonna go. I gotta go for a sec. Right. It says Herod's father was by descent an Edomite.
An Edomite. So once again, you have people of another nation who started, and now they want to call themselves or follow. I lost that message. Now they want to call themselves and call themselves, hey, I'm Jewish, I'm this, I'm that. Because for what I'm saying that.
Right, but the main thing we just proved, you know what I'm saying? It says that the Idumeans that they appointed the land, that's Esau. That's the so-called white man. Everybody knows that the Romans are white people.
That's right.
Okay, that's Esau. Okay, and it's the chief enemy of God too, by the way. But hey, I'm gonna let you take it. I'll jump and plug back in with you in a few.
Come. So here it is. What we were just talking about. So now you got these people that calling themselves who are following the law, statutes, and commandments somewhat, but then you have a group of people saying, as it said in Isaiah 44:5, one shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord and cern himself as the name of Israel. So here it is. You've got people out here now that's been doing the same thing. This is nothing new underneath the sun. They're calling themselves now they're surnames themselves, so they're Jacob, they're Israel. And the thing is, like we said, we're saying we're the Israelites. I mean, we're the sons of Israel. They said the Israeli, the inhabitants of the land. So, but we've got to understand. So, what are the prophecies and some of the things that were supposed to happen to the Israelites, to the Jews? But we're gonna look at some other things first. Let's go to Joel 3:2 real quick, because we gotta look at what happened to Israel, and did it happen to these people who call themselves Jewish people out there right now? All right, this is Joel. What did I say? It was 3:2. Pull up there. Start at 1. This is Joel 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and at that time, I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, because that's what's going on right now. That's what we see. We see all these other nations. They gather around in the middle, so-called Middle East right now. Everything's about to pop off. We got Russia going on and China getting together. We see them dealing with Iran. We see it, like it says in Ezekiel. So, and I will plead with them for my people and for my heritage, for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So here it is. We've been scattered, like the Lord said. The Lord's been scattered us. And what did they do? They parted the land. And who parted the land? You've got like we just said earlier, we've got so-called Palestinians in the land, and we got the so-called Jewish people in the land. And they over here fighting amongst themselves about who the land belongs to. But the land doesn't belong to neither one of them. Neither one. Because right now, they're in that land and they've got the Iron Dome and everything for their protection. They're getting the monetary aid and financial aid from the U.S. But what did the Lord say will happen when Israel be in that land? Right? The Lord said that it was going to be in peace. So we're going to go through it. Let's read what's supposed to be going on in the land of Israel right now. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And so the scripture said that the Lord, Heavenly Father, is going to have mercy on Jacob, and he was going to set us in Israel and set them in their own land. And that was going to use the Balfour Declaration to get there. It wasn't supposed to be the World War I and World War II set up for you to get there. And the strangers shall be joined with them and shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the strangers are the other people. They're supposed to be cleaving. Where are the people that's supposed to be cleaving onto these so-called Jewish people when they went into the land? What was the people that went with them? This is when the Israelites are in the land is where in the kingdom. This is going to be in the kingdom. So Israel's not supposed to be in the kingdom until this happens. This is Isaiah 14:2. And the people shall take them and bring them into their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and for handmaids. And when you possess something, you possess your phone. If you possess a car, you own that. If you possess a house, you own that. So here it is. They're saying that the Israelites are going to be possessing and owning people for service and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So my question is, when was these so-called Jewish people was oppressed? When was they held captive? Because inquiry mind wants to know. Because we want to know, because they claim to be the people and the descendants of the book. And we want to know these things. We want to know, is that the fact? And so far what we're seeing is that's not the fact. All right. Let's go back. All right. And this is verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage where thou was made to serve. Now I got a question. What sorrow are they serving? They per capita, they got the richest millionaires and billionaires in the world. Fear? What fear do they have? Look, I don't know what fear they have, because I know on Saturdays you can go over to Park Heights or Pikesville, Salakia, and you can go walk and you can see them on Saturdays walking to go to their synagogue with no fear. They don't get stopped by the police and be worried about it. Their life is going to be extinguished or anything like that. They have no fear of that. They have laws and everything, legislation to protect them. You can't even speak badly about them. And like I said, what hard bondage where they was made to serve? We want to know. What hard bondage did you make to serve? Because I know one thing. I know the Israelites always was in the hard bondage and served with the hard bondage when it was in every captivity. And even in this captivity, the last captivity, the worst captivity. Right? I wanted to bring out another one. It's slipping my mind. Oh, this is it. Because we know what the Lord said. Jeremiah 17, verse 4.
Hey, shalom, King. I'm back.
Kind of like I was trying to. I see your back, huh? Yeah, I was trying to pull up. I had the problems pull up Jeremiah 17:4.
Jeremiah 17:4. I can share my screen and pull it up if you want me to.
Yeah, throw out, please. Yes, because when we're looking at, like I said, we're looking at these people, and you ask them, they're like, and a lot of them say, I've always known. We've known that we've been Jews. We've followed our customs and traditions. Go back. But what does the scriptures say about that?
Right. The scriptures explicitly say in a multitude of places that we were going to lose our identity.
Right.
Right. Here's one right here. Right. Jeremiah 17:4, as our elder was bringing out. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage. Right. From thy heritage, the land. When you're separated from the land, you lose your identity.
That's right.
See, watch this. I got some. And shout out, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I was watching Deacon Akkad as much as I can. I don't watch him as much as I used to, right? But I was watching him, and he had brought this out, right? Oh, Slovakia. He had brought. Let me just. I don't need a new tab. Let me just go to Google, and I think the term is called natal alienation. Watch this. See, this is what happened to the children. Natal alienation, right, is the estrangement or disconnection from historical memory,
Whoa.
which occurred by serving an individual or severing Salakia by severing an individual from their kinship, tradition, culture, heritage.
Including
Includes what? Their
language
language and their religion, or what they call religion, which is our culture, which has been hijacked.
That's right.
Right? And economic inheritance through the experience of social death.
So, isn't that what the Lord said that was going to happen to Israel?
Absolutely. Now let's go back and read. See, that's the definition, right? In modern terms, what happened. Now here's tying that with what the Bible says, the prophecy. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
And what was the heritage that he gave us? He said, we was called Israel. We was given the land. We was given that name, the land.
Right. Right. We was given that. We was given the land. That's the promise that he gave us, Salakia.
And the land is named after the man. Not, you know what I'm saying?
That's right. Right. See, this is the heritage that he gave us. Right. Right. So again, in plenty of places, it says that the Israelites would be alienated, right? Suffer natal alienation and discontinue from their heritage.
That's right. See?
You see that?
So here it is, you've been discontinued. And the thing that you call culture right now, what you call the black culture, which black is just devoid of light and everything. So that means you in a culture of death. You in this black culture, which is you're away from the light. Basically, think about it.
Right.
Which is the death culture. It's nothing prosperous from it. But this law, statute, commandments, this is life.
Right.
You know.
Right. Absolutely. And this is life that your soul might live. All right. All right. So we want it's another scripture in Deuteronomy that talks about us discontinuing from our heritage also. Where is that at? What was it? Deuteronomy 32 and what?
26.
And 26. 32 and 26, right? All right, this is the Most High House. He said, I will scatter them into corners. Ooh. I will make my remembrance of them to cease from among men.
Oh, isn't that the same thing as in Psalms 83, right?
I'm all kind LD in my head, right? Psalms 83 and 2, it says, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. Didn't he? The enemies, man, the ones that hate thee, right? Just like it says in Luke 1 and 68, that we have to be saved from the hands of those that hate us, right? It said we will be sold to our enemies, right? And what did our enemies do? They taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. What did they say? Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel will be no more in remembrance. Man, right? That's the same thing, right? That I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. And how did he do it? By having the crafty council, all of these nations come together for the crafty council. Who's in the crafty council? The tabernacles of Edom. And watch this. And Ishmael's number 2. What was Herod?
He was an Edomite. Hey, real quick, while you there, do me a favor. Since you pulled Psalms 83 and what, pull up Psalms 137 and 7 real quick.
Con. Oh, yes, right. Absolutely.
Because we're gonna deal with these people here, because we've come to find out a Herod who wanted to put himself as a proclaimed king. You know, I think at the time he was calling himself Jewish at the time, probably. It's the same concept about these people right now who call themselves Jewish.
Right. They're nothing but Edomites.
They are Edomites. And this is what your forefathers was yelling at that time.
Right. And I got a lesson coming on Haman during the time of Esther. See, Haman was an Edomite, but he was from a certain line of Edomites that go back to Amalek. Amalek, that's the modern day Jew.
Right.
All right. So I got something coming on that. So look out for that, family. Right. The first is going to be called the first Edomite spy, Haman. Right. See, because he was nothing but an Edomite. What was he doing with the Persians and the Medes?
He was spying, man.
He was being a spy. That's what Esau do. This is look. Nothing new. What we're gonna show that again.
Hey, Esau with his smooth words.
Words of his mouth, right?
You know, he'll get it. It's a prime example. You can see Esau right now on the world stage how he is. You know, so
right, absolutely. So let's go back here. Right. This Psalms 130. I'm reading it in the ESV. It says, remember, O Lord, against the Edomites the day of Jerusalem, how they said, lay it bare, down to the foundations. Let's read the NLT. It's just these devils.
Right. Now,
watch this. This is a good one. It says, O Lord, Psalms 137 and 7 in the NLT. It says, O Lord, remember what the Edomites did on the day the armies of Babylon captured Jerusalem. Destroy it, they yelled. Level it to the ground. This is the white man.
Yeah. Hey, level it to the ground. You know, it's the same thing he did.
Mm-hmm.
You see it's prosperous, you hating Rosewood.
Watch this. Watch this. This is to back up what we just read. Woo, watch this. This is 1 Ezra chapter 1, verse 45. 1 Ezra's Salakia, chapter 4, verse 45. Right? Again, 1 Ezra's chapter 4, verse 45. Put this in your quiver, family. Watch this. It says, thou also hast vowed to build up the temple, which the Edomites burnt.
That's right.
When Idumea was made, when Judah, Salakia, was made desolate by the Chaldeans. That's Babylon.
Yeah.
That's this right here. When the armies of Babylon captured Jerusalem, right? They burnt, what did they yell? They yelled, destroy it, right? Level it to the ground. And they did. They burnt it to the ground.
And that's what they did.
The Edomites, the Chaldeans, the Babylonians, that's just another name for the Babylonians, the Chaldeans, they came and they made Judah desolate.
Now, see, the thing is, and Esau, and and it's why is it confusing for a lot of people? Because throughout history, when you watch any historical show, anything, when they're showing anything, the information is correct.
Mm-hmm.
But see, perception is everything. If you're
Right.
seeing, if you're getting the information correct, but you're not perceiving everything correctly, if the
Right.
people aren't correct, the the tone is good. It's just you're not giving actual factual information 100%. If
Con.
like the movie 300, it should have been a movie of nothing but dark skinned people all the way
That's
on.
right. That's right.
So
Because
when
the
you're
300, the novel of the book, if you look at the novel, the graphic novel, is portraying black men.
right, so
Right.
so when Esau does all his presentation of giving history of biblical history, when he does his movies and everything,
Right.
everybody's portrayed in Esau's caucasity.
Right. If you just Google Jesus, you Google Jeremiah, any of the apostles, I mean, everybody is white
Right.
in
If you
history.
were to
Like,
just
that's ridiculous.
so, but he has to do that so to perpetuate to push this agenda that they are the people, and then and everybody else is just Goya.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right. See, and that's why I want to read verse 50, right? Because to remember, right, like King Solomon said, right, in Ecclesiastes chapter 1, there's nothing new under the sun, right?
that's right.
Right? Watch this. This is the same chapter where we just read. I read verse 45. I'm going to jump down to verse 50, right? This is First Ezra chapter 4, right? And that all the countries which they held should be free without tribute, right? And that the Edomites, right? This is the decree, right? Coming down from the king of the Persian Medes, okay? Right? Right, that the countries which they held, the Edomites, in context, right, should be free without tribute, right? Right, excuse me, the Israelites, that the lands that the Israelites held coming back into their land should be free without tribute, right? And that who? The Edomites should
Edomites.
give over the villages of the Jews, which then they held.
So they
Esau
have to
been
give it up.
trying to steal Israel.
This these people been taking land, stealing land. You think this is new? This is nothing new. This that
Oh,
this that
man.
this that's the MO,
That's right.
the mode of apparatus.
This is that.
Gotta
This
use
is their
gotta use their own Latin words on
right.
them.
This is their standard operating
This is a
procedure.
procedure.
Right. We
Right.
just saw it. Con. I just
Yeah,
wanted to.
look.
I had to bring that out.
Right. Kind of. Yeah, because look, because when we look at let's just go real quick. Let's just look at some. Let's just look at the curses. We're just not even. I don't even want to drag it out too much longer.
Right. Con. You already been going for a minute, so you're gonna wrap in a few.
Let's just.
So, I mean, just to kind of give a quick recap, right? We already proved that the Romans, they were Edomites, just like Herod was. Their king was an Edomite. He was an Idumean. That's just the transliteration or the Greek word for Edom. Okay,
Right.
right. So the Romans, they were Edomites. So we proved that the white man was an Edomite. Okay, is the Edomite, right? And through the prophecies in the scriptures, we see that he's a stealer of the land. They parted the land. They appointed the land, right? Because wise prophesied that the Israelites were going to discontinue from their heritage,
Yes.
right? We were going to lose our identity, right? We proved that in Jeremiah. We proved that in Deuteronomy. Also, the Lord in Luke 21 and 24 said that we were going to be led away captive in all nations, all right? Jeremiah 30 and 7 and Jeremiah 23, man, says that we were going to be scattered into all nations. We were going to be in subjugation. We were going to be weeping and crying, holding hands in the land of our captivity together. The Baruch together. That's Jeremiah 30. That's Jeremiah 50, I believe, right? Where it says that we will be that the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom will go hand in hand weeping together. All
What
right.
about was it Baruch 4:30?
Yeah, the Baruch 2 and 30. Not to mention that in the land of our captivities, we will what? Remember ourselves.
They always claim that they've known. So now in this great what it is great what the word I like been hearing a lot lately where this the great awakening. That's what I've been hearing lately. The great
Mm-hmm.
awakening. And you can say it is the great awakening. Is
Right.
Israelites are coming to remembrance of who they are and coming acceptance of that they are the Israelites.
Right.
And
Can I
you've
share
got
my
some
screen?
go ahead. And you've got Edomites and you've got other nations that are now understanding and realizing that, hey, you know what? These people are the people of the book.
Right. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 9 in the NLT, right? But he said, "Go now, Daniel, for what I have said is kept secret and sealed until the time of the end."
Mm,
Right? Many will be purified, cleansed, and refined by these trials, right? But the wicked will continue in their wickedness. Esau is wicked. That's Malachi chapter 1. He's the wicked,
right.
right? And none of them will understand. Only those who are wise will know what it means. See that? Man, let me read it. Let me get the KJV real quick. Uh, days. 1 second.
Now, while you're looking for that KJV verse, so
Uh huh.
let's. I'm just going to go through. Let's just look at some of the curses. You know,
Right.
let's just go to the main one. I don't even want to. Let's just go straight to the icing on the cake, which is Deuteronomy 28 verse 68.
Con, bring it out. Con,
And when the
stop my share. Matter of fact, let me since I got it shared, I'm gonna just
Lord,
pull it up.
yeah,
Yeah.
prayer.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, right?
Right.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68, and it reads, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
The ships. What did
With
the
ships.
so-called Jewish man go into captivity into ships? We'll wait. We'll come back to
Never.
that. Right.
Never. By the way whereof I spoke unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. That's Egypt. We're not going to see the land of Egypt no more again.
That's right.
Right? And there shalt thou be sold to your enemies.
Enemies. And so remember Psalms 83, the enemies of Israel, Edom, Ishmael,
Right.
Moab,
Right.
Ammon, all
These
the
are
other
all nations
nations,
that took part in the transatlantic slave trade.
all the Confederates, they came together, y'all did y'all thing, right?
That crafty council.
That's right.
To cut them off from being a nation, right? This is
That's right.
natal alienation. The only you can cut people off from when you steal them from their land or even close to the land where they originate from, right? Beat their language out of them, which is said in there again and right here, right? It says
That's right.
including their language, right?
So, and if everybody remembers saw Roots, the scene with Toby, that was the whole scene that Toby was about, showing you how they took away your tongue,
Mm-hmm.
your name, and
That's right.
you losing everything, your heritage, everything that you was that was given to you that was making you who you was, you lost it then.
Okay.
You
Right.
know,
And this the verse I was looking for because people say, well, you guys are just Johnny come lately with this. But the Bible prophesied that we was going to be Johnny come lately in the land of our captivity, remembering ourselves. Right? This is Daniel 12 and 4. It says, you wouldn't say Daniel's a false prophet, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the word
woo, right?
and seal the book,
And
even to
what?
the time of the end.
Cause
Many shall run to and fro, key, and knowledge shall be increased.
right.
Oh man. So yeah, we Johnny come lately because it was prophesied for it to be that way.
Because a lot of the understanding that was going on back then, we didn't know. But now, as time has progressed, we have understanding of a lot of the things our forefathers which they had understanding. And so now, as we're sitting at the latter end, watching everything unfold, as we watch the prophecies unfold, as we watch, as countless videos pop up of people saying, chariots in the skies.
That's right.
This is a beautiful time that we're living in.
Right. The chariots are active. The angels of the Most High Yahweh, they're doing their work. You know what I'm saying? Right. Just like when they came to see how they was going, when the Most High Yahweh called the heavenly court together to see how he was going to kill King Ahab. Right. And then he said, well, one of them said that, well, I'll go and I'll be a lion spirit in the mouth of this prophet.
That's right. And he said, go and you shall be, the Lord says, go and you shall be. So this is what's going down right now. So now we see that, through the scriptures, that these people and what was going on and what the scriptures say will happen, these are nothing but Gentiles, the heathens that's occupying the land right now.
All right. Because look,
both parties arguing, Palestinians and
over something that don't belong to either one of them.
Yeah, it can't happen. So that's just the fact.
Right. And y'all Christians, y'all say y'all follow and believe what Christ say. Why won't y'all believe his words in Revelations chapter 2, verse 9?
That's a good question.
Right. Why won't y'all believe that? Y'all supposed to.
Look, they say they believe it in words, but they don't really believe it.
Right. Their hearts are far from him, right? And what does the Bible say in Isaiah 8:20, right? Right. It says, you open up this book and read, right? This is the truth, right? The word is truth, right?
That's right.
Seek you out of the book of the law, right? Because none of these are going to fail.
And we was talking about that. Because
what do that up?
Yeah, real quick. Bring that up real quick before we close that out. We don't want to drag it on. Because
you want Isaiah 8 too? Isaiah 8 and 20 first?
Yes. Isaiah 8 and 20.
Right. This is Isaiah 8 and 20, right? It says, to the law and not the damn Talmud.
To the law and to the what?
To the testimony.
Right.
If they speak not according to this word, that word is truth.
The word.
Right. It is because there is no light in them.
Right. So there it is. They hold the Torah, and the image that they give you is the scrolls. They're reading the Torah. They're reading. You hear them reading out loud. You think they're speaking Hebrew. They're speaking Yiddish.
God.
But if they follow the Talmud, and what is? Can you give me Isaiah 34:16?
God, I got it right here.
How you follow the Talmud? And you still got that video on cue real quick?
God, let's play that first.
Play that first real quick before we wrap.
God, I'm gonna start. I got it queued up right here. God, watch this. Right, this is from The Sopranos, right? Watch. I'm gonna start it right here.
Workout. Why'd you page me? This fucking guy's trying to pull some bullshit, Tony. Hey,
this is supposed to be the people of the Most High, right? They in bed working with the mob and then trying to pull a fast one on the mob. It's just
on the mob. You just try to be gangster with the gangsters.
Right? This the fake Jew.
But you know how he's got to get, look, he want to be his head in everything, man.
Right. Look, right. And look, because their God is that what's in that folder, right?
That's right.
That's his God, right? God.
Easy top. The guy gave you the get, didn't he?
But not because of you. You scared him, threatened him with castration. But it was business that brought him around.
You wanted 50%? You wanted 25%?
So I split the difference. I gave him 15%. He gives my daughter the divorce, and it's business. It worked out.
You're welcome, Ishmael.
Yes. Listen, don't worry. I'm taking good care of you here.
Yes. What's that? What's that?
For your considerable trouble. As the Talmud says.
I don't give a shit what he says, okay?
As the Talmud said, right?
That man said, as the Talmud said, he's supposed to be the man that got. He said the Talmud.
The Talmud. So, and on that list, that Isaiah 34:16.
God, this is Isaiah 34:16. It says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and
what
read."
is that? And that is the Torah, right? That's the Bible.
That is the Torah. That is the law and the testimony.
Right?
Right? So seek ye out of the book of the Lord, the Most High Yahweh, and read. Why? Because no one of these shall fail.
That's right.
None shall want her mate. This book
What?
doesn't have a mate.
It doesn't have a mate. So that means no Talmud, your Quran, nope. You don't come over here with that. Oh, the Quran is a continuation of the no.
Right.
It was what's that said? For by mouth it has commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. So look.
That's right.
So
like his mouth, right? The Most High's mouth commanded this.
So,
ooh.
So when we look at them, when they say they deal with the Talmud, that's so they're not dealing because did the Israelites deal with the Talmud?
No, they didn't. That was first the practice of anything to do with the Talmud is those Israelites being wicked in Babylon, going off and adopting Babylonian worship and pantheon of their gods and mixing it with some principles of the Torah, and it's called Jewish mysticism.
There you go. So
okay,
that has nothing to do with
the Torah, right? With the instructions, because that's what Torah means in Hebrew, the instructions, right? There's nowhere in the Talmud where it says that we give, excuse to be vulgar, we don't do oral circumcisions.
Right.
It's disgusting. And in the Talmud contradict the law, but it says that you can determine your pedigree through your mom.
And that is and that's the opposite of what the scripture says.
See that?
As far as
you see what I got queued up here, right?
Right. That is
what you said, Doc, before that, Salakia, Elder.
Oh, I was saying, that's about the genealogy. They go through the lineage of the woman, and that's against what the scripture says. That's totally against.
Right. See, the Talmud says one thing, but our scriptures, because these are our scriptures, by the way, Numbers chapter 1.
That's right.
Right. This is in the law, right? Numbers 1.
The law and the testimony.
Law and the testimony. That's where we're going to go to find out how you get your pedigree, not in the Talmud. Right. And they assembled the congregation together on the first day of the second month to declare their pedigrees after their families by the house of their who? Fathers.
Their fathers. Not the mother.
The
father.
Not the mother. All right. This is the last thing we really want to show. I want to make sure we bring this out, right? If anybody knows who this man is.
That is the late president of Egypt, Gamal Abdel Nasser.
Nasir.
Right. Thank you for the correction.
No problem, Elder. Right. And I'm going to read this and let and Elder's going to expound upon it, but this is out of his own mouth, the former late president of Egypt. This is what he said. These are not my words. These are not the Elder's words, right? He says, the Europeans claiming to be Jews are nothing more than Hebrew-speaking Gentiles.
Right. Now,
The
and
lake.
that was the and like I was saying, that was the nice way of saying it. Because
Mm-hmm.
the the one I had was it was on the cover of a Time magazine, and the quote was said when he was asked about peace in the Middle East, the late president of Egypt, Gamal Abdel Nasser, stated, "The Jews will never be able to live here in peace because they left here
Mm-hmm.
black but came back white." So,
Right.
and this is what we keep telling our
Right.
people.
See, he
So,
stated this. This is the way he said it on television, right?
right,
Because it goes on to say the late president of Egypt, Gamal Abdel Nasser, stated on television, right?
right.
You, the Jews, will never be able to live here in peace, right? Because you left here black and came back white. We cannot accept you.
That and I believe that is the reason at the beginning of that 6 Day War when everything started off. And this is why there's a problem right now in Israel and the surrounding area with Islam, because the people in that region and area know their history, and they know who or how the Israelites really look. And now you have a foreign body and entity coming claiming for something that they're not part of. So
Right.
so that's what's going on. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Dang, I wish I could find that video because it was another Arab. It was an Arab woman, and she was he was see like the president, late president of Egypt said they can't accept them because they left black and came back white. And then there's the video. I'm pretty sure if you've been around this truth any amount of time, you've seen the video of the Arab woman. She was having a little son with her and telling the black man that we need you to come back to Israel. You know what I'm
that's
saying? We
right.
need you to come back to your homeland. The world needs you.
Needs
Right?
you to come back because you're
Right.
the real Israelites,
Right.
not
Because
these
you're the
people
real
that's in the
Israelite.
land.
Right.
You know?
See, they can't accept the fake Jew, but you got people over there who know who we are. They're crying for us to come back over there because they know that once we come back to who we are and become the
Oh,
hegemony of the world, that the world's
right,
going to be in peace.
right. They know because think about it, these. They're over there living in turmoil, in constant fear. Now
Mm-hmm.
we over here as a people, we're in somewhat of fear of everything days that goes on, but they're in the fear of what's going on because you got United States, you've got Israel, and you got everybody else that's all around in that surrounding area.
Right.
And they're like, they feel like it's me against the world, but no, it's not. The world ain't against you, man. The world's
Right.
against us.
Right. The world's against us, man. The fake Jew man is just a master manipulator of the media. Through the media, he casts spells. Right. That's what the term media means. Comes from median. Right. So they own all of the media outlets, MSNBC, Fox News. Everybody you watch to the fake Jew own it or got his hand in it.
That's
If
right.
he don't outright own it, right? He doesn't outright own Fox News, but every other one, the fake Jew own it. NBC, ABC, CNN, MSNBC, okay? Right?
And,
So they,
and that,
they perpetrate and make themselves seem like the victim when they're over there killing these Arabs, murdering them, right? And they claim that, oh, they're so downtrodden, but yet they got an iron dome.
right.
The scripture says that the Israelites was going to be in poverty, scattered into the four corners of the earth, but
Oh,
that they would be primarily be in the land of Babylon.
good point you brought that out because I was just looking at the thing what I brought out earlier, where it's the quote says, "How come 50% of billionaires in the USA are Jewish when Jewish people only make up 1.4% of the population?" So here it is, the majority of the billionaires are Jewish, but the scripture said that it was going to be living in poverty.
Absolutely.
That, and that's Revelation chapter 2, verse 9.
Absolutely. They got the most billionaires per capita.
So there's a lot of things going on here. So, but we're not going to drag this on too much longer, Fab. I think we've been on now almost an hour and a half. So
Yeah,
I think this is probably something we might be able to touch on, bring some more information out on it. Maybe bring some videos just to touch up on it some more. You know.
Yeah, Con. Absolutely, Eldon. I'll be definitely to come back on your program too. When you come and touch on this again, because it's definitely more. You know what I'm saying? We went into it, and you went into a lot on it, Elder, to prove that those people are not the people, to prove who they are, that white man is the biblical Edomite, right? To show who we are. We were going to lose our identity. We would be sold to our enemies, that we would be captive, all of that. So I just think this is a beautiful lesson.
It was beautiful. Like I said, we didn't even get to really touch on it because we didn't even get to go into the Ashkenazi. We go to
who are these people?
Who
the Sephardic?
Hey, like we say up here, man, in the more. Yo,
falafel.
Whose man is this?
Yeah, who's this man? Is this your man?
This your man?
Right. We talking to you, falafel Jew. What is a falafel Jew?
Right.
Sound like a damn waffle.
Right. So, and we got let's not talk about the Ethiopians. These guys. So
the Most High hate you, Ethiopian. He said he gonna kill you with the sword.
Right. Now, we have to say this, and just for anybody that's not too familiar and just might be new, Israel scattered. That's right. So we're going to come and look like everybody and anybody. So amongst those so-called Jewish people, are there Israelites? Possibility, yes. Amongst the Ethiopians, there are some Israelites? Yes, they could be, because we're scattered amongst all nations.
Right. But watch this. See this? But this is the final thing right here I want to point out. Last precept, right?
Yeah.
It says, this is Deuteronomy 30:2. It says, thou shalt return unto the Lord thy God, and let me start at verse 1, right? And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessings and the curses from Deuteronomy 28, which I have set before thee, thou shalt call them to mind among the nations, whether the Lord thy God has driven thee. I don't even need to go no further.
No, because I just have one thing to say, because you could go online and YouTube and Google YouTube, whatever, Hebrew Israelites. Guess what you're going to see? Hebrew Israelites, London, Panama, Puerto Rico, Hawaii,
Brazil, England,
Germany. Hey, there was the one. I forgot what
Mexico.
One. Yes, look. We're waking up, and it's a terrifying thing to those that are in power, because they know their time is coming with it.
And all of the scriptures prove it. It's another precept. I think that's in Ezekiel. He said that in the last days we will be a small sanctuary unto him. So these groups and pockets of Israelites wake up. We small sanctuaries everywhere we at, in every city, right? You might see a big camp like the Sakari, but they're small sanctuaries in every city that they're in. Right? It may be 10, 7, 6.
Might
3,
be just one brother. Hey, it might just be it might be a solitary soldier holding it down by himself.
Right.
See that? Like the brother in GMS that was in South Carolina. He held it down by himself for a while.
For years.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to that brother too, man. Yes. Shout out to the elder and apostles at Great Millstone, right?
Right. So look. On that note, so we're gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua.
All right, and with that, hey, Shalom. Hey, like it, share it, and subscribe too, fam.
LSS, like it, share, subscribe.
All right, all praises.
All praises. All right. you.